Okay, next week's bonus will be Loki versus Ocean Master. So I've been asked quite a bit if I watch Game of Thrones. And if I do, why I do no videos. If I don't, why not? I don't watch Game of Thrones. I've seen episodes, and I keep up with it through reading. I'll hit some different blogs. I'll read some stuff here and there. I will watch the occasional little scenes here and there on YouTube. But I try to watch them with a layer of context, whether it's Wikipedia's or other PDFs, to try to get an idea of what's going on with the show. The main reason why is we don't have HBO. When we did cost cutting, I saw no reason for HBO. I know I can do this all illegally. I try to do as many things as I can as legally as possible. That's why movies I get through Netflix or Amazon Prime, or I try to do legal. It's just best way to put it. I'm not going to download something illegally just to watch it. Sorry. So from what I've seen of it, fantasy elements are done really well. This is some solid acting, but it's British actors. So they're people who are actual trained thespians. That's why the acting is really good. Action sequences, set pieces, beautiful. The problem comes into, and I'll do this in a food analogy. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Love that. I actually enjoyed the Hobbit films. They weren't as good as Lord of the Rings, but they were still really good. I'm okay with zombie films. I've seen lots of really messed up horror films that have a lot of torture elements to them. I'm okay with expositional nudity if it's something that's needed in the plot to move things forward. I'm fine with that. Super over the top violence. From a thematic standpoint, I'm fine with it. I'm a The Walking Dead fan, so I'm used to seeing really extreme levels of violence. And I watch a lot of Japanese horror films which have extreme levels of violence to them. But I have watched some a couple episodes here and there, and it's like, I understand how people really love it. I get that aspect from it, because it is got lots of really good aspects to it. I mean, it's shot beautifully, the locations are good. Like I said, set design, cinematography, acting, plot itself, that's all just absolutely top notch. But everything else is very, very gratuitous. And there's a lot of, like the violence is that severe, over the top very often. Other scenes are done very, very over the top, and I'm like, eh. I don't mind seeing the occasional movie that is extreme. Because I'll see a movie that's extreme, like Martyrs or the Guinea Pig series or Cannibal Holocaust. I've seen the top 15 films that are I've seen the majority of them. So I've seen stuff that's really messed up, or Melancholy der Engel, Salo, a Serbian film. Those are all really messed up films. But it's all kind of self-contained, or like the I Spit on Your Grave series, or Irreversible. They're all really self-contained. And then I watch a bunch of other stuff, and then I go back to something of that nature, and it's okay. Game of Thrones seems to have a lot more of the heavy extreme portion that I'm okay with in smaller doses, because normally they're pieces of a sequence, and sometimes you watch film and you're like, the sequence is long and uncomfortable. Like Gutterballs, which has a tremendous amount of long sequences, you kind of go, just going to skip forward like 2 minutes. Wow, this is still going on. You hit a point where the shock value it's there, you're like, alright, this is a horrible act, and it's just going on. Going on. And going on. Going on. So all the emotional weight is entirely deadened by the length of what's going on. So from that standpoint, it's got scenes that are overly gratuitous from my standpoint. I'm okay with those in small doses, but they seem to just put the camera on a scene to an uncomfortable level. And it's like, this is not me. So, I'm okay with seeing those as being plot points in a movie, but sometimes it just goes a little bit too far for my tastes. And I watch enough films by myself, like when my family's asleep. So trying to do that with a TV show that's got a tremendous amount of episodes to it, I think it's 60 at the time of this video, and at about an hour apiece, that's 60 hours of a TV show that, from what I've seen, has got a lot of positives to it, but the negatives of being so over the top and gratuitous in some aspects just take it away from me. Which is weird, because ironically, I fit perfectly in the demographic that they're going for. It's just, it's a little bit too much for too many episodes, for too much length of time. And it's like, A good steak with salt is better. A good steak absolutely covered in a salt crust is okay for a couple of bites, but after a while, it's just salt.